Getting a lot of this message keep coming up in the collective right now, and it's the word authenticity. Sometimes reevaluating what makes us feel whole can forge the greatest truths out of our very soul, creating space for our most authentic selves to shine, letting our true colors show right from the divine. In times of difficulty in expressing who you are, remember to look to the stars, as each one adds a depth of beauty to the sky with cosmic importance, just like you and I. You existing is this life's greatest need, the purpose behind everything you lead. Don't dim who you have come to be. Allow your innermost self to be set free. This is an excerpt from my book, Truth in the Void. It's a collection of poems to lead you home, and if you are interested, I'll leave it in the description box below. You can go ahead and check it out. I feel like there's a lot of parts of you still that are scared to show up and be real. And oh my goodness, the stories that I can share with you about how I've come to step into this space within myself and where I am here now. I've had much struggle with accepting who I am in the authenticity growing up as a kid who felt like she just didn't really fit in this world, on this planet. And I feel like a lot of you empaths and cosmic beings and all of you who think differently are neurodivergents as well. I think there's a lot of spaces within us that have felt shut down, have felt persecuted, have felt judged, have felt just not accepted. And this space within us as humans naturally wants to make sure that we are accepted to be able to feel safe. And I'm here to share a message with you that just came in, that you protect yourself by not sharing all of yourself in order to feel safe. But then you feel lesser of yourself and more unsafe in yourself, because at the end of the day, if you aren't being real with yourself, then you aren't trusting yourself, then you aren't loving yourself to the depth that you know you deserve, that you aren't allowing yourself to be free in the spaces, in the ways that you are so longing to do. You are so craving to do. And over time, that actually can create illness in ourselves. Have you ever felt like you were sick, like you just didn't feel well, you're fatigued and foggy? Now, obviously this isn't medical advice and this is a generalization of to get to a point here, but there's certain energetic illness that can come from suppressing your feelings and your emotions, especially suppressing how you express yourself in this world. And over time, that festers and builds in a way that we almost start to believe it. You know, have you ever gone through life and felt almost like when you step out the house, like I've talked to so many friends like who feel this way as well, almost like it's a way to survive in this matrix. But once you step out of the house to go to work, there is this persona. You have a work vibe, you have a professional vibe that you share, you have a family vibe when you come home. You have different selves of you that come out. I used to struggle with, and I still do sometimes being human, knowing if a side comes out, is that me? And I think that we can get a little intimidated that we feel like we're different versions of ourselves around different people, around different circumstances, in the office versus at home, in public with strangers versus sitting, with our best friend at a dinner table. Being multidimensional beings, I wonder if we have gotten to a place where we have lost touch with being able to feel like we understand ourselves to the fullest. Like we really understand who we are in a given moment. And I think that is what keeps us from acting small, what keeps us feeling small, is that we don't know how to almost handle this expansiveness. Like you are such an expansive person. Have you ever felt that? Like if you feel like you put two of your best friends or two of the people you have in your life in a room together and they've never met, would you ever feel like you would have a little bit of adjusting to be able to interact with both of them? Maybe one of them you're more deep and more serious, and the other you're more fun loving, and that's just what people bring out of you. Maybe that's just what these two people bring out of you. And thinking about all the different sides that we are, it's funny that we shy away from being authentic, because we can be so many different versions of ourselves, and let that be enough. I'm hearing a lot of you are stunting your own growth because you feel like you don't want to miss the mark in showing up in who you are in a given moment. Like you don't want to accidentally be someone that you're not, or accidentally drop your mask so low that maybe people just don't accept you. And that fear of not being accepted, that fear of being fully seen is an indirect attachment from what you have for yourself is an indirect message of what's really going on in here, of what you really are not allowing yourself to see or love or appreciate. And let me tell you, someone out there will really appreciate what you have to share. Someone out there will so fall in love with every single part of you. There is a part of you that someone is longing to connect with. I absolutely assure you of that. You know, when I first started this YouTube channel 3 years ago, I had many breaks and I'm back now, and I'm so excited because I came to the realization that I almost was nervous how to show up online, how to be as my online self, how to just exist in a way that felt like I could preserve myself and at the same time give back to other people. It's funny talking to you like this right now because even though this is like a camera, I energetically am talking to you too, because we are all in this collective. We are all family. If we aren't siblings or sisters or friends, we are in this journey of living right now on this planet, in this collective, in this timeline, together right now. And that connectiveness is enough to feel safe. It can be enough to feel safe. That connectiveness can be enough to remind yourself that you have a place in this planet. You existing here right now is your answer, is your reminder, is your sign that you are meant to be here, in all of you, in your unique design. So don't detract from that. Don't let yourself get so caught up in wanting to fit into everything else or be the chameleon in your life. Don't be the chameleon. Let yourself show all of your colors. Let yourself come alive. That is what you're here for. And I think the beautiful part of that is when we let ourselves really express ourselves and be one with ourselves and come alive from ourselves, interact with ourselves and love ourselves and get to know ourselves in the messiness and all of the messy expression that we just end up doing. You don't have to be all put together all the time to be able to present yourself. You can just be real and be you. And I promise you that reciprocity will go both ways. I think we're all longing to feel received and seen in a way that we're not all put together. We don't have it put together. You know, I started doing these YouTube videos with a lot of editing, with a lot of kind of fun, you know, things behind the scenes. And I love it. I enjoy it. Like, I love editing and doing videos like that. And doing the music behind the scenes and stuff, and maybe sometime I'll have more of that. But right now, having the silence and the stillness, I think I've come to realize that allows me to come back into my fullness. So this is your sign to slow down a little bit, come back into your fullness, and know that you don't have to be anyone you're not. In fact, being all that you are is not too much. And if you've been told that, I am so sorry. Let that go in one ear, out the other. That's just you experiencing your reality and your humanness to the depths that you deserve in this life. And that's amazing. That fullness is what you're here to experience. So having someone else receive that, if they do or they don't, that does not detract from who you are. And that should not stop you from being who you are. So let this be a reminder to come back to yourself and really live in that fullness again, because I think that's what is really keeping you playing small, is really making you feel like you can't be safe and at peace with who you really are. Stay loved, stay you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.